welcome back to my YouTube channel. Lesleyanne here. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Today I'm just sort of preparing to have a nice bath this evening. It is dark out, the time is gone, 6 o'clock. I've got dinner prepared. I haven't done it yet, but I thought I'm gonna have a nice bath. I really fancy having a bath, and all my like Nanny McPhee's here and everything, they all need to be sorted and groomed. So I thought I'd come on and have a little chin wag with you. Let me get a mirror out. Yeah, I thought we'd just catch up and have a little bit of a chin wag. How are you? The cost of everything at the moment, the price increases for food, the gas, electricity, everything else. How are you coping? Gosh, it's a bit of a worry, isn't it? And I think most of us are in exactly the same situation, you know, because even I think for people that have got much more of a higher budget, a lot more money than we have, or as some of you may have, it's all relevant, isn't it? You know, our outgoings are kind of relevant. I'm also very well aware that there's people so much worse off, and oh my God, it breaks my heart. I don't know how some people are going to manage. I really don't. It's hard enough for the majority of us, but yeah, I think we all need to be very kind and friendly, and kind of where we can afford to help, then sort of making that a bit of a priority for me anyway. It is. I know when I've gone to the supermarkets, I've bought things to sort of put in for the food banks and stuff like that, because they are so needed at the moment. Anyway, so let's not bring it all down on doom and gloom right now. Thought I'd just chat to you. So I've got these flipping Nanny McPhee's, look here. I've got loads. They all sort of sprout up together, don't they? Do you find that? Or maybe you're lucky, maybe you don't get them yet, but I need to sort of get them out. So I've got my little tweezers here ready to start pulling them out. Now, I've over the years, I've heard several different sort of like conflicting things about your Nanny McPhee's. God, my eyesight's so bad, I have to like feel for them really. And some people say don't pluck them because they come back even worse. Some people say they don't. Other people say use like the razor things. So in all honesty, I don't really know what to do. So I just sort of do my own thing. But having said that, my eyesight's so bad lately. I really need to get my eyes tested again, because it's so bad, my sight, that as I say, I have to feel for them. I can't really even see them. Oh my gosh, my eyebrows terrible. Look at them. So I'm going to give those a bit of a tidy up. What I'm going to use, hold on, what I'm going to use is this. Chris bought me this, I don't know, a couple of years ago maybe now. It's one of those, you know, but it's battery operated, so I'm going to use that. So I'm going to go sort of over my face with it. So I'm just going to pull my skin a bit more taut. Yeah, at the moment, guys, I mentioned in one of my other videos that I'm sort of got a bit of a problem in my scalp. Well, what it is, I've had it for, you see that fluff on there? See that there? I've had it for a long time now. I'm talking some years, to be honest. And what it is, I've got like these patches on my scalp in various different places. Very dry. They're really dry. Very sort of scaly. And they come up and they go down. So sometimes they look quite angry, and other times they're just dry and scaly. And I've never really thought much about them, to be honest, because they've been there that long. And then when my daughter Holly, she trained to put like nano extensions in, and she wanted to use me as like part of her portfolio for my type of hair. She said, "Oh, Mum, do you know you've got these in your hair?" Like, yeah, for a long time. And then she was like, "Oh, okay then. As long as you know they're there, they don't bother me, they don't hurt, they don't itch, they don't anything. I just know they're there, but you feel that hair? I don't pay any attention to them really because they don't get that angry, but they do occasionally. And then during the summer of this year, one of them, like here in my head here, it became really, really red and inflamed. And Hannah saw it. The thing is, because they're like on the top of my head and everything, I don't see them. I don't really look for them. I just sort of feel them, you know. But because I'm short, I'm 5'1", a lot of my family sort of look down on my on my head and they sort of spot them. And Hannah, my daughter Hannah, a lot of you know Hannah. She said to me, "Mum, that one looks really angry." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, I think it might be the sun that's doing it, you know." And I was wearing like a hat in the garden, that sort of thing. So so I don't really know, to be fair. And she said, "Well, come on, let's get in the car. We're going to the chemist." She said, "I'll take you to see the pharmacist." I'm like, "Okay then." So we went to see the pharmacist. He came out and then he had a look and he said, "I think you need to go to the doctors about that." So got home, phoned the doctors. You know what it's like trying to get an appointment these days, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I had to fill in one of those online consultation things. Did that. They contacted me back, phoned me back like a day or so later and said, could I send some photographs over? So we did that, sent some photos over, and then I had another call back to say that they were going to show it to the doctor and they would make me an appointment. Anyway, that was in June actually. Then still, it came to September and I still hadn't heard a thing, and by then it had gone down and it had flared up again. So I did another like online consultation and I said, you know, that I've contacted you like, what was it, June, July, 3 months ago, and I was told that I'd have a one-on-one consultation. Let's hope it isn't anything sinister because I haven't heard anything back at all. And then with that, I had a phone call with an appointment the following day. Oh, they did say, could I send more photos? I did that. I had a phone call and they said, could you come down to the doctor like tomorrow? So this was in September. So I went down and saw the doctor in September. He had a good look at it. And he said, "I honestly don't know what it is." He said, "I don't think it's psoriasis, dermatitis, don't think it's, you know, it's not fungal infection, it's not dandruff, it's not, really don't know what it is." So he got another doctor in to have a look as well. And she was like, "No, I don't know." But anyway, so they decided just to give me this sort of solution stuff to put on my hair on this patch. And they did see that I told them I had one here and I had one sort of here, and they sort of vary in sizes. And so I had to use this solution and then I had to see how it went. Then they said, could I let them see, let them know how I was in a fortnight. And so I did, and it had all settled down. Then of course it came back up because of course this is what it does. It comes up, it goes down, it comes up, it comes down. So the doctor phoned me and said, I can't fit you in as an appointment at the moment, but could you come down today about 2 o'clock and I'll just nip out and see you, and then we'll quickly sort of go into one of the rooms and I'll have a look and take some more photographs. So that, I thought that was brilliant. So that's what we did. I'm just thinking I've got a little moth in here. So that's what I did, and so I went down there, went into like one of the little side rooms, and he had a good look, and he tried to take some like little scrapings of the just the dryness sort of thing, but he wasn't getting anything off, because I say it's not flaky or anything, but he tried to get something to send off to a dermatologist, and he went all through the different various sort of scalp conditions, bringing up photographs and saying it's not that, 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 it's not that. I need to send this off to a dermatologist. So he did that, and then he had feedback from the dermatologist that said they couldn't get anything from what he tried to take because there wasn't anywhere near enough. So could I go back down? And at that point he said to me, because I'd run out of all that stuff, that solution, and he said to me, right, try bio oil because it's brilliant. The things it's got in it, he said, because things like olive oil and argan oil, all of that, he said they're too thick for the scalp, that they could block the pores, and we don't want you to sort of block any of it on your head. So he said use bio oil. So I still have bio oil because I was using it when I had when I broke my humerus and I had my surgery, so I was using it on that scar. So I still had some left, so I was using bio oil, and I actually thought I had quite a bit of improvement, to be honest. So anyway, then he had the feedback from the dermatology to say, could he see me again, and could they sort of pluck some hairs out and get like the bulb on the root sort of thing. So he called me and said, are you able to come down again? And I said, well, actually my husband's got an appointment today and I'm coming with him. I said, if you're there, then you know you're more than welcome to sort of take a look then. And he said, okay. He said, so I told him what time it was, so we arranged a time, and he said, okay, come down then and I'll come out and do the same sort of thing. So went down with Chris, and he came out sort of before Chris was seen, and so went into like his consulting room, and so he did, he sort of like got the chair under the light and everything, and he sort of pulled some hair out from sort of a different couple of sites, you know, put it in like the little specimen pot things, and they've now gone off. But the dermatologist has since said to him, put her back on to that lotion that I was on before. So he's prescribed more of that, so I've got that. The only thing is it's very alcoholic-y. Well, it has alcohol in it, so how it's helping the scalp, I don't know. But you can't do things like you can't blow dry your hair or anything like that, because obviously it's quite flammable. But so that's fine. That's least of my worries at the moment. So yeah, that's where I am with that, really. The hair's gone off, and he said to me, keep up with this solution. The dermatologist has said use it twice a day. I think it was for 2 months, then every other day, and then by the time I get to 4 months it would be twice a week. But obviously I think I'll hear back before then anyway to know what to do, you know, don't know. I don't know, will anything come of it? I have no idea. Don't know if they find anything, but I mean, it's calmed right down because obviously I'm using the solution. Let's see if I can find any of what it looks like, because I mean, there's nothing really to see right now because it's calmed right down. I mean, it's just absolutely brilliant right now. But normally it's here, and I mean, it's risen. I can still feel it's risen here. but you can't really see anything. But what I get is a patch, and it kind of can vary in size, and it's very dry, and it goes very, very, very angrily red. I also have one, I mean, right now, as I say, they're really good. Yeah, you can't really see. I've got one here, but you can't really see it there. I'm sure you can't see anything there. And it's not like, because I thought I was losing hair, but in actual fact, I'm still got hair sort of growing on it. And then I've got one that's exactly the sort of same around this sort of side here somewhere. I mean, I do, there we go. You can probably see this one a bit more, look. Oops. Let me just... Right, can you see in there what that's like? It's just dry. It's raised. It's a little bit red, this one. But this is actually quite good compared to what it can be sometimes. They vary in size. They kind of get, it depends on how angry they are at the time. And I don't know, I really don't know what it is. I mean, I don't know if any of you've got any ideas of what it could be. They didn't seem to think it was cancerous or anything like that. So that's good, you know. But it obviously, I think because, I mean, I do have an underactive thyroid, and I've been on thyroxine for donkey's years. So sort of since developing an underactive thyroid, my hair has sort of thinned a lot, even though I'm on treatment for it. It kind of didn't grow back to what it was. So, you know, yeah, I just want to try and do my eyebrows a bit, tidy them up a bit. So that's the little update, guys, on my hair. So I'm just going to go into there because it's a lot easier for me to try and do it this way. I have got another little head for this to change it to a smaller one, but I'm being lazy. I'm being really lazy. Let me just get my tweezers and try it here. Yeah, so I thought I'd come upstairs, have a little bit of a pamper. You sort of get my beauty routine. God. Get my self ready for sort of bed, you know, bit of a evening routine type of thing. And I thought I'd just sort of chat to you and update you on the scalp situation, because I have mentioned it a few times. Well, I haven't said a lot. I've said I've got a sort of a problem going on sort of thing with my head, with my scalp. What are you thinking of Vlogtober? It's quite a thing, isn't it? I don't think as many people are actually doing it this year as in previous years, you know. I mean, you know that I'm doing it, and it is difficult to try and find any kind of good content because, of course, we're not really doing much, you know, so sort of going out and about and stuff like that, other than flipping sort of like shopping hauls and stuff, like when you get your supermarket shopping or Home Bargains or anywhere like that, you know. I mean, it just seems to be full, doesn't it, of those sort of shopping hauls, really. I know we're all sort of starting to, well, we've been decorating for autumn and Halloween and all the rest of it. But as you know, we look after dogs. When the humans go on holiday, they have their holiday here with us. And we have honestly been, I cannot tell you how busy we have been this year, honestly. I think it is possibly one of the busiest years that we've had. And I'm sure that's obviously to do with going into lockdown and, you know, people not having their, ow, that's my skin. People not having their holidays, you know, because we couldn't go anywhere or anything, could we? That'd do. It's not perfect, but it looks a lot better. So yeah, it's been one of, honestly, the busiest years going. It really has. For next year, because I think everyone's thinking, wow, make up for lost time, and also just in case anything happens in the future again, they're just trying to get all their holidays in, you know. So yeah, it's been mega busy for us, which has meant that we haven't actually booked anything ourselves, even though we keep saying we will, we haven't. But we might have like just a small cottage stay somewhere, you know, in maybe a month or so, I don't know, but I need to look for spaces in the diary, really, obviously, because we've still got loads of dogs booked in, and as I say, into next year as well. So tomorrow we had a dog that went home today. So Freddie, lovely little Freddie, went home today. I miss him so much. I honestly love that dog so much. And then tomorrow we've got Buddy and Stan coming. Lots of you have met Buddy and Stan before. So Buddy we've been having for years on end. Years, maybe 12, maybe. And we used to have Buddy and Cosmic. They were together. Cosmic has since passed away, bless him. Miss him so much. He was a little patterdale. It was lovely. Buddy is a brown lab cross Dalmatian, and he's just got a few little spots on his chest. He's lovely. He used to be like, we used to call him James Bond, because he was like beautiful. If you were a female dog, he'd be the dog that you'd want as your husband, you know, you'd fancy him. It's like James Bond of the dog world. So handsome. Now he's more kind of Idris Elba, because he's got grey all around his little face. And then of course they've got a different dog as well. Stan, I suppose Stan must be about 4 now, and he's a Shar-Pei, so he's all wrinkly, and he's like a little hippopotamus. When he opens his mouth, it kind of like opens like that. Bless him. So they're in tomorrow for a while. Yeah, just so busy, and it just doesn't stop for ages, really. So we're going to just try and take a break when we've got a little gap. The other thing that I need to say is, for everyone that messaged me to say that yes, they would like some of the samples from the Avon, I've just literally written out the envelopes now, so they should be coming your way. Well, what day are we today? Wednesday, so I'm hoping to get them off sort of before the weekend anyway, but they will be coming through your letterboxes really soon. I haven't forgotten, it's just been hectically busy. I've done an online supermarket shop today, because as you know, when we've got dogs here, we don't leave them, so we have our shopping delivered, and when we don't have them, we pop out to the shops. So that's when you'll see me go out to the shops and do like a little come back and say, oh, today we've been to. Otherwise it's I've had this delivered today, you know. What else? So yeah, I've done that. I've done my online shop today with Tesco's. That's coming tomorrow. Whilst I'm here, I'm just gonna colour my brows again, because they do need it. So I'm going to do that, and then what I'm going to be doing after that is just getting into the shower. I do need to shave my legs. They're like little spiders everywhere. What you saw me use on my face just now actually was an Avon micellar water, and it's the oil infused one. You can just sort of see the oil there, and you shake it. That's a really nice one. I do have a little Avon shop linked below in the description box if you wanted to go and have a look at anything there. So now for my eyebrows, I use this. This is the Eyelid Brow one, and this is in medium brown. So this is the little activator gel. Obviously, if you haven't done it before, you know, test and also follow the instructions, but I've been doing it for so long now that I just kind of guesstimate a little bit. So I'm just putting a little bit of the activator in here. Right, so I've just popped a bit in there. Look. Some of the dye on top. There we go. And then sort of mix it all together with a little brush that it comes with. So I'm just going to mix it all together. I'd normally put a bit of Vaseline over the sort of this part of my skin, you know, underneath and above the brows, but because I've just used that micellar water with the oil infusion in it, my skin has been left like very, not oily, but a bit of a slick on it, so it will wipe off really, really easy anything that goes onto the skin. So just finished mixing this up. What have you all been watching on TV? We have been watching, I'm really into, oh my gosh, what's it called? I'm hopeless with names, you know. Dragon House, I think it's called. Dragon's House. So a little bit like the Game of Thrones, like before Game of Thrones. That is amazing. I love it. Right, I'm just gonna, sorry, I'm just gonna put my mirror here so I can see as well. And then I just literally put it on, not fussy. Put it on like that, and then I go backwards like this, so it coats the underside of the hairs. And I haven't got thick, well, you can see what my brows are like. They are literally like so sparse and oh god, literally like little spider legs. My own fault, I mistreated them dreadfully in my youth. You know, I was one of those that used to forever plucking, forever shaving them off, drawing them in, and then at the end of the night you'd wonder where your eyebrows were. If you're on a night out, you get hot and sweaty, wipe your face, and that's it, your eyebrows have gone a burn. Or you've got one on and one off, and it looks like you're sort of like doing that expression. So that is how I do mine, and then I comb them over like that. That's it. And I really don't worry about anything. I just, you know, I just wipe it off in about 10 minutes time. Yes, so anyway, we will be watching that Dragon's House, whatever it's called. We've also been watching Married at First Sight UK. Oh my gosh, what are those people like? Some of them are lovely and you think, oh, they're really well matched. And some of them, I mean, it beggars belief that they think they're far too old and they're ready to settle down and they're like 24. You know, can understand the ones that are maybe a bit older, but oh, I don't know. Mind you, it's an eye-opener. Gives you something to talk about, doesn't it? And you think, oh gosh. Oh, I know what else I had to tell you. I started to say about Hannah and I went straight off, didn't I? Honestly. So Hannah is engaged to be married. And her fiance Luke are expecting a baby. So Hannah's having another baby. How amazing is that? I just can't wait. Yeah, I cannot wait. So the baby's due in April next year. And of course she's been really poorly with it. but I think, fingers crossed, she might be coming through the other side with this one. When she was pregnant with Lennox, she was sick all day, every day, right up until after she delivered the afterbirth. She had a dreadful pregnancy. With this one again, and they gave her like anti-sickness tablets and stuff, but she was being so sick she couldn't keep anything down. This time she started being sick even earlier and was so very sick that she had to have injections because she just couldn't keep anything down at all, let alone a tablet. But she said to me yesterday, you know, she's only, because she was having to inject so often. But of course you have to wait until you're being sick before you can inject, 'cause it's to stop it, the anti-sickness. It's not to sort of prevent it. But she said now she's going through part of the day without any sickness and without having to inject. So maybe once a day. So I'm hoping that that all kind of wears off for her and she gets to enjoy her pregnancy, because the last one, she kept saying to me, when am I actually going to start to bloom like most pregnant women do? You know, because she just looked and felt so awful. Right, so just wipe that off. There we go. So I'm not worried about that. So I'm just going to leave that like that now for a while. What else has been happening? What have we watched? Can't remember. I know The Walking Dead is back on. Walking Dead is back on, isn't it? But we haven't started watching it. We're waiting to get as many of the episodes up to have a bit of a binge watch. Strictly's good, isn't it? You a Strictly fan? I am. I love it. I love watching Strictly. My mother is well, my mum's sister, years and years ago, she used to have a dancing school, and of course we all, you know, us girls had to go and ballet tap and all the rest of it. And my mother she's a ballroom dancing teacher, although she doesn't do it now, obviously, you know, she's in her late 80s now, but it's probably only been about, I don't know, maybe early 80s she was still doing it, still dancing. And yeah, and she's kind of like written a few sort of ballroom dances sort of thing. Like she did, for me, she did the Lesleyanne waltz, so the music to that, to the Lesleyanne waltz. My other two sisters, they had dances named after them, and so did my brother. So that was all really sweet. Right, so I've done that. I'll leave that on for a little bit. You can see how much darker it is now. So I got rid of some nannies, tidied up the eyebrows a bit, doing the eyebrows. My nails I'm just keeping really, really short at the moment, really short because of my head, because when I'm having to put that stuff on twice a day, and you know, sometimes when your nails are too long, you kind of aren't always aware where the ends are, and you're like, get yourself, you know. And also it is avoiding me from like playing with it sort of thing. So yeah, I'm not washing my hair that much, a couple of times a week, literally at the moment, and then putting this stuff on every day, twice a day sort of thing. But when I get in the shower, I'm going to do armpits and legs, they need doing. And I thought I'd just pop on and have a little bit of a catch up, you know. Weather is crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. One day it's raining, but it's still quite warm. Then you get another day where the weather is nippy, and then it completely changes and it's lovely again. It's like, I mean, thank goodness it isn't really, really cold right now, because that's certainly helping us, isn't it? You know, not having to worry about it being so cold. Well, certainly here in the south anyway, it isn't hot. It isn't cold. I'm sat here with this. I still need to use this. I keep meaning to do it every day and I haven't done it yet. It's one of those exfoliating foot masks with the glycolic acid. So I haven't used this one before. This is an Avon one, and I think this does the old shedding and peeling one as well. But I do need to use it. I want to get my feet sort of ready for the winter so I can like really lather them up with lots of a cream on the heels and stuff like that, and socks, and keep them nice and warm, you know. How the brows doing? They're still cooking a little bit, I think. Diet update. I think I've lost 11.5 pounds, and in that period I gained, what have I gained? Twice I think I've stayed the same. Once I gained 1.5 pounds. That was actually last week. Actually, I gained 1.5 pounds. But I'm still 11.5 pounds, I think, without checking the book down. But I go again tomorrow, so I wait and see what tomorrow brings. But I'm not in any hurry at all. I'm doing it mainly because obviously, if you've been watching my channel for a little while, you know that I need to have some surgery on my back, on my spine, and so obviously I'm trying to do everything I can to just get a little bit more healthy before I have that surgery. I talked to my consultant again in November, because he's having, I know the last time I saw him, he said he was going to call for a meeting between his team and some of my other consultants, to see the way forward for me. So I think come November they would have had that meeting and I will have an update. But if I can lose weight beforehand, then obviously all the better. And I have been able to lose some and continue to. But I'm not going to like do it as a strict. I'm doing Slimming Well, but I'm not doing it as I need to lose 4 pounds a week or anything like that. If I lose a bit and I maintain, and then I lose a bit and I maintain, I'm absolutely happy with that. And even if I've gained, like I gained that 1.5 pounds that I really sort of deserved to, and I was surprised it was only 1.5 pounds. This is another Avon micellar water. This is the revitalizing one. So I'm not going to use the oily one to take this off, because I obviously don't want the oil to strip the colour out. You know, I want the colour to stay there. So you can see that I'm going to be going in, and once I'm in the shower I will be doing an exfoliating thing on my face anyway. So there you can see it's not anywhere near as drastic as that, is it? But it's just what I like about just having a bit of dye on the old brows is if I don't want to, I don't have to worry about, you know, drawing them in or anything like that, because you can clearly see that I've got brows, you know. So that's why I do it. Don't have to do it very often at all. But I'm going to get in the shower and I'm going to defuzz, like I've said, and I'll pop back when I put all the skincare on, okay? Oh, shower had, oh, feels lovely. Lovely and clean. Right, let's get a do a bit of skincare. So now I'm putting on oh god, this is another Avon one. I just happen to like them, plus you know I do a little Avon shop. So this is the new Radiance Maximizing Tonic with vitamin C and glycolic acid. I'm just using one of the little like reusable cotton pad things, like the microfiber ones. So because it's like my nighttime routine, if you like, I'll use this one. Pop it in my little container up there ready to go into the wash when I've got a fair few of them there. So then I'm putting on, this again is an Avon one. This is the Avon a new Renewal Power Serum. Love this stuff. I've got through several bottles of this. Really like it. It kind of makes, I mean, I don't really have big pores, but it does make your pores appear to be a little bit finer, sort of more sort of glass-like. Oh, this is going to come off my head, isn't it? Then I'm going in with this one. This is by The Ordinary, and it's the caffeine drops for, yeah, underneath your eyes, for like if you've got puffy under here. You need, honestly, the tiniest little bit. It was Bella that got me on to this. If you don't watch Bella, you really should. She's amazing. She's become a very dear friend of mine now, and her channel is Beauty on a Budget. Love her. Bella, if you're watching, my darling, thank you for sharing this, because it worked for you and it's working for me. Right. This is a little sample of the Pride Beauty neck and décolleté cream, and I tell you, it is amazing. I think recently they had a Pride kit on QVC, but I purposely didn't look. Purposely did not look. But I love it. Really does help, I think, with sort of like all the crepiness here. I can definitely see a difference. Excuse the state of my like bruises on my hands. If you can see, don't know if you can see very well actually. Sort of there, I've got a bruise there and another one there. So I had to have some bloods done again yesterday, and I always bruise. They have to take it from my hand because many years ago, well, maybe 12 years ago, something like that, I had chemotherapy. And if you've had chemotherapy before, you know that it absolutely wrecks your veins. And so they tend to take from my hand, and then this one would only give a little bit and it gave up the ghost. So they had to go into the other one. This, incidentally, is another Avon, and it's the Sensitive Dual Collagen Eye Cream, and it's like a little kit. I'll show you. It's got the cleanser, which is in the bathroom, and then it's got the eye cream, this eye cream, and then the sort of day-night cream, which is this one. So I'm just going to put that on because I'm really enjoying it. It's a bit like, if you can see consistency, it's a bit like a cream and a gel in one. And I need all the help I can get, I tell you that. Right, so I'll just put that on. So the next thing I need to really work on is my feet. So I want to do this mask. So I might do that in an oncoming Vlogtober video. I know it's not like a lovely subject, is it, feet? But if we've got them, we want to take care of them, right? So, and I need to take care of mine. Right. I still have a little bit of trouble with this arm going. I have to like really work at getting this arm over since I broke my humerus. And that is all I'm doing for my skincare. So I'm just going to take the towel off. So I'll put the lotion that I've been given. I will put that in my hair, sort of like when I come up to bed. This I'm tending to put through the ends at the moment. I've used, well, it's almost gone, as you can see, a little bit left in the bottom there. This again is an Avon one, and it's the instant repair, but I only use this on the ends. I don't go near the scalp or, you know, the roots. I just use it on the ends. because my hair tends to get very dry on the ends. So this Vlogtober, it's been trying to find content as well. I've done a fair bit of crafting. I don't know if you've sort of seen all of the Vlogtober videos or not that I've done so far, but if you like crafting, have a look for them, because I've done, well, you wouldn't have seen all of them yet, although actually by the time this video goes up you probably would have seen everything that I've done so far. So I did my little wreath for the door. You've probably seen by now I did an advent candle. I've also just done like little peg people, like little wooden people. I did a little nativity scene. Actually, I don't think I finished it by the time I filmed that, but I've since finished it. I did a nativity scene. I did baby Jesus. I did 3 gingerbread men. I did, with the nativity scene, I did Mary, Joseph, baby Jesus. I did 3 wise men and a cow and a sheep. I'm telling you what they are because you may not even be able to identify them as being that. I did Dracula. I did pumpkin. I did a skeleton. Yeah. Right, so that's my hair. Just going to leave it. To say, I can't do anything with it because when I put that stuff in it, it makes it flammable. And plus, right now I just don't want any heat on the top of my head, so I'm just, you know, just sort of taking care of it really at the moment. My hair loss at the moment is a lot less. I mean, there's not too much hair to lose. Pretty normal, I'd say. So that is it for this video. I thought I'd just come on, and as I sort of kind of doing a bit of beauty stuff and having my shower and everything, I thought I'd come on, have a little chat, sort of update you with what's going on in my world, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And I'm going to go get my jammies on now then, my lovelies, and I'll talk to you in the next Vlogtober video. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but it's bound to be something. And take care of yourselves meanwhile, won't you? See you in the next one. Bye for now, my lovelies. Bye. Bye.